at the bottom,
Yeah.
on the sides, and inside there's a top hat.
Right.
Not a bowler hat,
Yeah.
a top hat to keep the heat in.
Yeah.
So it's all about getting the right feed stores in there and keeping it warm. And also inside here, there's some stainless steel heating pipes round, so some of the engine heat goes there as well to keep it a temperature of around about 39.5, 40 degrees.
Yeah.
So once you start making gas, it's captured in the layer in the under the sheet there, and then there's a layer to catch the sulfur as well, so that the engines don't like that. Then it starts feeding it into this container. And the container has various filters, but it's got two engines.
Yeah.
And they're actually Kubota engine, obviously with spark plugs because it's you know, and driving two generators. There's also the heat from the engines. Once I've got it connected up, will give me hot water to the farm or to the house or to the other businesses.
Yeah. You're taking it off the water jackets. The engine.
Well, basically, there's no radiators. They're the radiators. Yeah. So basically, he's an engineer, so he doesn't know what I'm talking about. So basically, all the heat from that it can be utilised. At the moment, it's just getting vented.
Yeah.
So that can go up to the farm and give me maybe 60, 70 degrees down here, 90 degrees when they get working at full capacity.
Yeah.
That's a benefit. But the biggest thing is it should be giving us 74 kilowatts every hour once it's up and running. We're about a week off it being actually full to the right level. And there's always a little things, like agitators we need to alter and things like that, and how much we feed it from the cows.
Yeah.
I say from the cow slurry.
Yeah, yeah.
To make sure there's no water that gets in there and it's the right consistency, and it's quite exciting really.
So how long will that stay in the digester?
Right. Once it's full, it'll be taking out 50 tons a day and bringing in 50 tons a day.
Okay,
right?
So you're just constantly...
So that's what happens, right? So this is a big thing with digesters. Is what's the retention time it takes to get the gas out of your feed source or your slurry? Well, we normally say about 20 days, but once it's up and running, it's in and out every day.
Right.
So...
Okay.
How do you get it in and how do you get it out?
There's a pump behind you, so it's pumped from that slurry lagoon on a timer straight into the digester. In the digester, there's an agitator which agitates it whatever we want it to do, and then you get your gas and you draw your gas off. Your gas comes out at 40 degrees, so you cool your gas, so you get some heat off that through a plate from a heat exchanger, and you feed it in at about 15 degrees.
How do you get the solids out?
The solids, the waste goes into the lagoon that you passed on the way down, and it's just liquid slurry.
But is it screwed out?
No, it's pumped out. It's pumped out. So everything's liquid.
So at that point, it's still a liquid.
It's still a liquid, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So once it
digesters in the past, it's basically settling out like a septic tank.
Yeah.
You get the solids out.
No.
You're keeping it.
It's air. It's mixed.
Yeah.
It's not aerated because we're not bringing air in.
Yeah.
It's different. Yeah. So it's got to be anaerobic.
It's a fluidized.
But we're digesting any of that fibre that's left in there from the grass or the silage, and we're turning that into.
So really, it's coming out finer than it went in.
It will do, yeah. It's more plant available when it comes out, And
so do you then spread that as a liquid feed?
We're going to be spreading it as a liquid.
Wow. Oh, okay. I was thinking.
I'm not a big fan of trenching it in, because I want to spray it like a watering can, like an allotment.
Yeah.
I want to spray it. Once it's going down, it can capture the 74,000. The 74% nitrogen on the way down. Take it down.
Absolutely.
Why not? Why would I want to cover my field full of rows of digester and it's dead, isn't it?
Yeah.
You lose half your field.
Put it down below the plants anyway.
Yeah.
So if you're going to inject it, well, that's another problem. It all depends on your soil type, so whether you bring up stones. I'm not brought any out yet, but it smells sweet down here. It smells good.
Yeah, it's going to go silage.
I don't have to do. The whole thing about this is
it's running on what you've got.
Just run on what I've got.
Yeah.
So it's basically a product which I was going to have to put in a slurry tanker and spread for my own use, which is good.
Yeah.
But there's no land to rent. There's no machinery to buy. There's no contractors to pay. It's just pumped into here. You get your energy.
And then it's pumped out again.
And it's pumped out again. And you get a better product at the end. It's like, wow, this is a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
When are you turning the mains on?
Well, the mains will always be on. Yeah, and unfortunately, because it's feeding back through. Yeah, so you want to be able to. Well, you actually give it away, don't you? Because they don't pay you very much for it.
I was going to say, yeah, that's the other side of it.
It'll be helping somebody somewhere, but as your businesses grow, you utilise more of your own.
Use more of it anyway
on your farm.
So you could use that moving forward to heat your polytunnels.
Yeah. So I put pipes under here, ready, conduit pipes, ready for me polytunnels where them cows are. Yeah. Yeah.
It's starting to tickle my boxes. That makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense.
It could have been trained by the Japanese.
That's brilliant. So, what's something like that investment wise, Chris?
This here is the kit itself. All that's just under 600,000, and then you've got to put the groundworks in and all the pipe works. That all depends on.
Nearly the same again, I suppose.
Well, it's not actually. It's probably more like a couple of hundred. Yeah. So it's got a payback time of around about. It all depends how you want to look at it. Around about 8 years.
Yeah.
But if you want to look at it a different way, you could say, well, if the feed-in tariff pays the interest on the money borrowed, then you were paying electricity charges at 20 odd pence a litre, kilowatt anyway. It's going to pay for itself,
But it's the thing. It's the other side you're getting out of it, isn't it? If you end up with your expenses doing that and your bolt-ons, because at the end of the day, the biggest challenge up here for me, once you get this far north, is how do you heat polytunnels? Because you can grow all through the winter. There's nothing to stop you. But one of the biggest challenges is what can you grow?
Yeah.
And if you're going to grow under plastic, it obviously extends your growing time exponentially. But the biggest thing for me is how do you heat it? And that just blows my mind, because that would mean you could grow things like strawberries early and late in the season. Something what you can really, a punnet's worth £3, not like pulling a bunch of carrots and they're worth £1. But something like strawberries and soft fruit, because then you could grow soft fruit inside. Oh, dude, that just changes everything. Oh. This far north, yeah. Well, it worked for the Romans. They grew grapes up here, didn't they?
I'm not really looked into that too much, but it could have been a bit different then.
I reckon it was.
That's fresh toilets as well.
Yeah. So here we are then. I'll open the doors and we'll get a bit of noise from the engines, yeah?
Go for it.
So these are the engines and the generators.
Kubota?
Yeah, Kubota, yeah. And then the generators are... That one's running, we're just a bit short of gas for both of them at the minute.
So David stepping in.
So it's actually connected to the grid. Sorry, Dave. So when you start the engines up, the grid turns the generators and the engine at the same time, bring them up to the working speed, and then you put your gas in, and then it takes over. Yeah, that's how it works. So, yeah, these are just the pumps in, and this is your heat recovery, quite hot that.
Really, great, yeah.
It's all to be captured in the future.
Yeah. So this is still very early stages, so this is just like now going in.
Yeah, it's only been...
Wow.
Yeah, it came on the 1st of April, they had it fitted up by sort of the 4th or 5th. And then we started leading digestating from Hexham to seed it, basically. Because you want the heat, you want the bulbs, but you also need the heat. Otherwise, you've got to heat everything in such a big area up to 40 degrees.
Right, yeah.
So I'm really pleased how it's gone. So that's the heat pipe to go to the top of the farm.
So that'll go up.
So they'll go onto that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then put a pump in, and that'll pump hot water to like a manifold tank. That it'll have a coil in or a jacket. And then we'll pump out of there to our various heating immersion heaters. So that's how that works. Oh, it goes across to the polytunnels. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Hell of a setup, isn't it?
yeah, it's affordable. We've been looking at this for 25 years. Every time you look at it, it was, oh, we'll have to bring some green waste in, we'll have to grow some crops. This is just slurry only. Yes, it's only 74 kilowatts, but it runs the farm.
Yeah.
You know, and everything else just got too expensive. Ends up being in the millions. You can't afford to do it. But this, if this is really successful, we just go and put another one up.
Well, yeah.
You know, that's how I look
Yeah.
at it. You know, when you can afford to, you put another one up, and then you've got the same again. And then you've learned a lot about how much gas you can get out of slurry. You know, the icing on the cake for me will be how effective the digester is coming out.
Yeah.
If that can grow me a small percentage on the acres of land that I've got to get
That's a
better
bonus.
crops, that's a massive bonus for me.
Yeah.
So that's not the reason why I did it. I did it for the electricity because cow slurry is really great anyway.
Yeah.
But I think having that purified product, it's just big.
Yeah. That's like liquid speed, isn't it? That's gonna be brilliant.
And it's all about, again, it's about getting more manure on all your acres, not just the easy leads, on everything.
Yeah.
Those fields that are furthest away, well, they'll still get some.
Yeah.
So we've got a nurse tank now, and we'll take some up during the day or whatever, and then you'll have somebody in the field just spreading it while someone parks it,
Yeah.
you know, going at the right time of the year, and all that sort of thing. It's good management, really.
Which is what a lot of farms have lacked over the years.
So, yeah, obviously I'm still learning how it all works, you know.
Fucking proper bit of kit, isn't it?
You know, it's proper bit of kit, yeah.
That's mind blowing.
I do think, I know it's a lot of money, but I do think it's value for money. Right, honest. Made in Belgium, comes on 2 wagons, put it up in no time. A lot of R&D into this, you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm from Lancashire and I couldn't get anyone to build me one. I thought, we'll just build our own. And when you start looking into it, I'm glad I didn't.
That's what David would do.
Yeah, that's what he's thinking now, he'll build his own.
He'd be the same. He'd be going, I'm going to build one of these.
Yeah. So yeah, really. Because when you go and look around some of these bigger ones, not huge ones, you know, they've got a great big engine and a great big generator, and it's all having to be maintained at so much per kilowatt. You know, and you have to have a contract with somebody.
Yeah.
There's no contract. You buy it, you put it on, they support you,
Yeah.
and you just get on with it. You know.
And surely that's got, not being funny, most farmers have a mechanical background, don't they? Because
Yeah.
you've got to have. You've got to be a fucking midwife to a fucking chemist every day of the week, you know? So I think most people understand once it's up and installed, it's, you know, they'll have a basic understanding or get to know a basic understanding of it.
But being in control of your energy,
And that's going to be
that's
important.
a massive thing.
That's going to be important in the future. So where we are, we've got 3 or 4 of our big farms locally have got big maize ones,
Yeah.
and it's just so they have to shut them down to empty it because
Yeah.
it's a solid.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long it runs for, but however long it runs for, and then they'll shut it right down and start it again. The ones at British Sugar, I think they shut theirs down. I think it's about every 12 to 14 weeks they shut theirs down. They have 2 weeks where they clean it all out, and then struggle to get it going again, the digester to get going again, you know. And they're massive, their ones are. The British Sugar plant in Bury is just vast. And they started producing electricity there. They got these massive, great big, there's 3 of these on the side of the side. And they try and give everyone it's the green side. And what people don't know is they're still bringing in 60 Arctic loads of coal a day to burn. That's like, yeah, but we used to bring in 61.
Yeah.
Fucking nonsense.
So this one's running at 99%. Engine 2, which is the furthest one. This one was start.
Is this the only generator you've got?
Well, I've got a diesel and a gas generator.
Yeah. Because when the mains go down, you'll not be able to find the
No.
unless you've got
No.
another supply.
No, so the way to do it is that you use the grid power. It's quite a heavy load to start these generators,
Yeah.
get to the right speed. Otherwise, you'd have to have a big standby generator to
Yeah.
do that.
Always asking the
Yeah.
question.
Which is what you could do, but you still want to sell to the grid.
Yeah.
You know, it's never got any cheaper, has it? Electricity.
No, it ain't gonna, is it?
Unfortunately, it's not going to get any better.
Look at that shit up there.
You see what I was telling you about the
Guys,
loops?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's the loops.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Look at it. Bloody hell. How many planes are up there?
Yeah,
Makes you
I
wonder,
mean,
doesn't
they
it?
say it's going to rain, don't they, the next few days? Well, hopefully
Wonder
they'll
wonder at it.
Unless these buggers can switch it off.
Yeah,
Yes.
look at that lot.
So how many
Very
tunnels
nice.
you thinking you're going to put up, Chris?
Well, a bit of, you know, do I just put one great big one up, or do I put three smaller ones up and have grow different things?
My experience was once they got past, depending on how you did them, but if you had plastic right to the floor, you ideally want some vents on the sides, because when they got past 72 foot, the middle 10 foot wouldn't grow anything because it was so fucking hot. So I used to have a break in the middle and then have beds either ends,
Yeah,
you know. But if you're trying to grow tomatoes, for instance, the ones in the middle would always be 2 foot higher than the rest of them.
What about my slope? Do I level it or do I leave it?
No, leave it.
Just leave it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't level it.
Will that help the airflow as well?
Yeah, it will
down
do. Yeah.
slope?
Which way do you in normally, though?
It's normally westerly, actually.
That
So,
way. Oh,
yeah.
so it don't make no difference.
No, so really, I was thinking of going north to south.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
North, you want to grow north-south.
Yeah.
Veg grow north-south. Because then it gets the best of the
What
sunlight
about
all day
planting-
long.
What about planting when the moon's in? Full moon.
There's a lot in it.
Yeah.
A lot in it.
I've never.
A lot in
I
it.
believe in it a bit, but I've never seen any.
There's a lot
results,
in that.
You know.
And the other thing we did with our electroculture was we keep all the seeds inside a pyramid to give them the energy before they go in the ground. Oh, it's loads of stuff you could teach you about that side. Loads.
I filled a load of cow horns with cow muck ones here as well. Buried them.
Right.
The fox found them. I thought, we'll go get some out. Do a bit of biodynamics. Charlie Fox is running across the field with them in his mouth. Some of it takes a bit of believing, doesn't it? You know.